What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left side of the map in the blue color. Playing as Gaia. His name is Suppe. His opponent today in the red color playing as Kronos. His name is Tunison. Spicy changes here on this map. We're on the map Midgard here. Suppe going in with a Gaia against, well, I mean, he probably was expecting to see a Kronos, but he's seeing something not so different in the Kronos here. So we'll have to wait and see how it's all going to go. But a very, very spicy pick here from Suppe. In my experience here, Norse on Midgard, especially against Atlantean, maybe not so much against the Greeks, but against everyone else, Norse is so strong here because you can do crazy, aggressive, classical age Ulfsark strategies here against Atlantean, for example. Say you pick Loki or you pick Odin here. You can do some crazy Heimdall rushes with some really cheeky early game build orders. But we see Suppe here wanting to pick the Gaia. Gaia is also a decent pick on this map, though. I'm interested as to why he's decided on the Gaia and not on something else. But in terms of this matchup, I guess Gaia versus Kronos, Gaia versus Uranus on Midgard. I guess you have to get the advantage over to the Gaia player just a slight bit. As we do see the dock coming through here, or the deconstruction going to be coming through here as Suppe garrisons into the dock there. He's going to be sending his fishing ships off to the side here to potentially start grabbing fish elsewhere. I'm not sure exactly what that was about. But this won't slow Suppe down in the slightest here. He's going to be completely fine. Slows him down what? Maybe the overall damage done to the economy of Suppe would be, I would guess, like 20 to 40 wood. The build time it takes for the dock to go up. So a slight amount of hit there to Suppe's early game. Now we'll see exactly what the build order decisions are going to be here for this matchup. There's two options here for Atlantean. Option number one is you go for a 430 advance. And the idea behind the 430 advance is that you continue building fishing ships all the way through your advance time. And you just get a really early purse scene. So your purse scene comes out at 4:30, whereas everyone else will come out at 5:15. That's got to be the best way to play the early game there as Atlantean. Other option is to go for a 5:15 advance, so you get your fishing ships out nicely and get your docks down nicely and everything comes out nicely, but you don't get to put any early pressure onto your opponent with, say, an early Valor. Now, Gaia doesn't have an early Valor, so there's almost no point in doing a 4:30 advance time because you don't get anything out of it. And we do see a second dock already coming down for Suppe, which does kind of show that Suppe wants to be doing some sort of delayed advance time here. He's also throwing up his forest over here, going to attempt to defend this location with Gaia Forest. He does have a fairly exposed gold mine, but luckily for Gaia, or luckily for Suppe, he is Gaia, so he can continue to defend this. With the temple converting down onto this position, he can start targeting down these docks of Suppe, who is he's going to find himself in desperate need of a little bit more gold to get another house down. As we do see the forest coming through, he has completely blocked off his gold mine on this position. We do see the temple coming down. He doesn't quite have the gold he needs to drop this house down. Is he still building fishing ships? He's cut the fishing ships to afford the final villager, maybe, if it comes out in time. Suppe will be able to get himself the extra gold now to drop that house for a 505 advance time. He does pick Lido there, as the units are now going to be going straight after this dock. We see another dock coming up in the top corner of the map here. The fish, not the best here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So only 15 fish there to really be grabbed for both players. And Suppe's going to come back here. Is he going to try and drop a wall? I'd so drop a wall here. I'm going to put a dock just out of line of sight of those oracles, but the Promethean does come in here, and the citizen will have to retreat back. As Soup's Oracle Hero going to come through and attempt to deal with this Promethean as the Lido just about to pop through here. As, I mean, what does Soup do? Does he just say, I'm going to get the dock up and just call it a day, lose the citizen? That's what's going to happen here. Dead citizen, but the dock is up. And there is going to be a deconstruction available for Tunison very, very shortly as the Bareem is starting to pile in onto this position. Soup going to be retreating back. He can use his Gaia Forest or his next Gaia Forest just in his main base here on the town center when it's available. As the Bareem starting to pile in onto this position. Tunison's got 6 fishing ships here only. He is going very aggressive in this game. As the fishing ship's getting taken down very, very quickly here. And one automaton is out as the units will be pushed back for the time being here. As the Bareem's getting pushed out here very, very fast. We're still seeing some fishing ships getting built on the top side of the map here. Generally speaking, whenever my opponent rushes me, like as hard as Tunison is, I just say, no worries. I'll get my Bareems out. I'll stay defensively positioned. I'll keep getting fishing ships up on the other side of the map, keep getting more docks down over here to defend, and just garrison the fishing ships in, no problems. Do see the Bareems coming in onto this position. Now, we do have to also remember that Soup went through Leto here instead of going through Oceanus, which is definitely the stronger god for the water. These fishing ships can just move up to the top side of the map here if they so choose, but Soup hasn't moved them just yet as Tunison is starting to put some pressure on. The Bareem difference here, it's 7 Bareems versus 7 Bareems here. As Tunison will have to retreat back. We are seeing the towers getting taken out in this position as Tunison is trying to figure out where he needs to go to attack this gold mine. And we are now starting to see counter barracks coming up for Tunison as he's attempting now to go into a more land rushes. Soup not paying attention on his Bareems here. He gets absolutely massacred by just a slight amount of micro there by Tunison. As the units come through, we also see a citizen killed. Tunison is completely outplaying Soup here in this moment. He has picked off 2 citizens. He's picked off the entire navy of Soup. And Soup is in a disastrous position after all is said and done here, ladies and gentlemen. Tons of villagers on wood, no villagers on gold here for Soup. Soup's got nothing left in the tank here in terms of gold. He can move over potentially into like a gold mine on this location or not. We'll have to see what's going to happen as this citizen is also getting taken out as Soup retreats for the tower, but almost too little too late. And Soup also sending some citizen into the town center there to try and send him over onto the gold mine yet again. As now the Bareem's coming back in onto this position. Soup is in a defensive position there with his Bareems, but now the units are moving across the map, checking out all of the gold mines on the map here. As the citizen back over here getting some much needed gold mining experience here, but looks like Tunison's army is going to start getting taken out. As we also see the Spider Lair getting a villager, or not a villager kill, a Termakill there as the citizen have to retreat yet again. There will be access to another Gaia Forest here if she can drop down onto this tower and help him defend that gold mine even more. As the Economic Guild coming up, the Bareem trying to defend over here. It's 7 citizen for Soup and 16 fishing ship to 10 citizen, 10 fishing ship. So after all is said and done, it's still relatively close in terms of economy. But Soup's got no military units out. He's building another manor over here, still trying to work this one out. Citizen are going to try and sneak up onto a different gold mine, but Tunison is all across the map for the time being. The killing blow would be for Tunison to get himself watchtowers and time shift a tower over here to make sure this gold mine is like untouchable. And then you can also put a building behind this as well to block it in from any sort of random attacks where that's concerned. As Tunison's Bareem's getting taken out over on this position, the fishing ship's going to be retreating back into the docks here as well. As the Gaia Forest now is up on this position to help defend this gold mine, but Soupy's got nothing to kill off these units here. If he puts like a barracks or something up over here, he can start defending here, but the villagers just immediately going to be getting targeted down. Meanwhile, over here, we do see 2 citizen grabbing on this gold mine as Tunison hasn't yet spotted that. There's channels coming through for Soup as well. As the army can also try and take out this sentry tower as the Gaia Forest wasn't clicked all too amazingly here. Meanwhile, in this position, we do see that Soup has managed to defend his water for the time being. But I don't think Tunison cares. The water doesn't matter. Remember, Tunison's also getting himself fishing ships out here. He's on 12 fishing ships. So while Soup's on 17, if he can't hold on the land, it doesn't matter. We're starting to see military barracks coming through now for Soup. As the Bream's coming through onto this position, Tunison's Breams are spotting this. As Soup has not actually auto-attack moved these Breams around the map. You definitely have to do that. As the temple does go down, the villagers retreating back. Still no watchtowers up for Soup. As meanwhile, we see both of those citizens get taken down. Now Soup's down to 8 citizen here in this game. As one citizen goes down, the rest of these are going to be going down as well. As Soup is saying, I've got to start shanking away at the Kronos units. And these citizens, they just don't shank as well as a regular villager. They got the same damage as a regular villager, but they got more HP than a regular villager. But you get around about 2.5 citizens or for every 3 villagers that come out. So it's just a sad state of affairs to be a Atlantean citizen as they're trying to move back onto this gold mine. Soup still can't even get himself watchtowers to hold here. As Tunison sniping some more of those, almost sniping some more low HP citizens. Soup desperately trying to get himself the gold income he needs on this one. And in that moment, Soup does end up tapping out. After all is said and done, if you set up the Gaia forest to try and defend your gold mine, but you don't get watchtowers, you probably could just walk through here. It's not that big of a deal. The town center doesn't do that much to defend this. Soup gets outplayed here incredibly hard. Lots of dead villagers in this position here as well. Tunison played it so nicely. In all honesty, these rushes should not work on this map. Advancing as fast as Tunison did, if we take a look at the post game, Tunison went for a 406 advance. Advancing that fast, if I ever see a 406 advance as any civilization here, all I do is I just keep putting my docks up, keep getting my fishing ships up. When the boats come through, I garrison into the docks, I deal with the land units as I can, and I start getting my Bareems out to defend or my archer ships out to defend. I never venture out. I just say, I know I'm winning here. I just have to defend and I'm all good. And Soup, he made this move out. He got outplayed here in the micro on this position. Instead of just defending and just taking the advantage that he had, he wasn't able to continue. And he's just losing those units allows Tunison to get out a handful of military units. And he got max value out of those military units. As Soup cannot continue, and Tunison gets the dub here in this one. Congrats to Tunison, dethroning one of the strongest players in his group here for sure. If you enjoyed this game, please, and enjoyed this series, please enjoy clicking the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.